everybody. Welcome to another very special episode of Entrepreneur.ish. It's your girl, Elia, and we are here at Live Hip Hop Daily Studios each and every Thursday at 7. Woohoo! And today we have Nia. She is are you the owner and operator of Tufts Rugs?
Yes, that is correct.
Tufts Rugs ATL is in the building, and today we are talking about how to build your business. We're talking about when people call your business little. We're talking about making your own prices. We're talking about a lot of different things because we have some pet peeves that we're gonna knock down today. We got some things that you should not say, and then I'm gonna actually have you rate my rug. And I know you're gonna. We need to have this happen. I know you're surprised. I know nobody else knew that this was happening, but it's gonna happen. And the reason is that sometimes you don't ever get criticism on your work, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I made this book, but I haven't had somebody who's made other planners like look at it and be like, yes or no, right?
This is nice.
Thank you very much.
That's a 10.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I'm clipping that.
The rug is on the floor.
Oh, see, we're not rating it yet. Hold on.
I don't know about that one.
We're gonna get to the rug rating towards the end, y'all, so y'all stay for that. But I have a bossy rug, and we're gonna talk about it because we need to know if it's not good. Then I'm heading to the shop. We're gonna make another one, and we're gonna do this all together.
Come by. Definitely.
Okay.
Well, you have to know that you made that and not somebody else.
I did not make it. I didn't make it. I bought it. So that's what I'm saying. So this is what I'm saying.
That's shady.
Oh, see. Oh. Okay. All right.
I'll do it though. I'll do it.
This is what we have to do. And the reason why I want to do it is because honestly, in real life, most people don't get any type of insight into how well they're doing until it's too late.
Right.
So imagine you're trying to sell rugs like this and you're like, oh, I don't understand why my business isn't moving. You would be able to tell that person that, right? So that's kind of what the point of this is constructive criticism.
Right.
Not finna dog people out, but we are going to get at people elevated. We're going to escalate people's business. Right. That's what we're going to do today.
Gotcha.
All right, Nia, so please take your camera and introduce yourself to everybody, all of our bossies out there. Let them know who you are.
Well, I'm Nia, owner and creator of Tufts Rugs ATL. I basically make commissions, but now I've transformed into owning my own rug making studio. So that's been going pretty well. That's the main thing right now.
And you guys, she's having a 420 event. So if you guys want to be a part of that, it's definitely going to be a vibe. I'm going. So if you guys want to be there, you want to come hang out with us, that's the place to be. So 420, mark your calendars. It's on a Saturday this year. And let's go downtown. Let's go do some fun stuff.
Of course.
Let's go make some rugs.
And it's 2 different class slots. We have giveaways for pre-rolls, edible gummies, and also Delta 9 infused lemonade sponsored by the Best Dirty Lemonade. And you also get to make your own cannabis-themed rug.
This would be so fun.
It's like 4 things.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, look, if you have anything else to do, you should probably cancel that and come do this.
I think so.
Yeah. It seems like this is the move.
Yeah. I think
Let's do it. Okay. So, Nia, first of all, what's your sign? Because I never asked that, and I just want to know.
Sag.
You're Sag. I knew it.
I don't really like to say it nowadays because there's this thing going around Sagittarius.
Really?
Hold up.
What they doing
to
y'all?
I don't know what we're doing to them because one thing about it, just keep us stimulated or don't get us bored and we'll be nice.
Do you know what I like about y'all? Because like most of the people, like my boyfriend, my mom, my best friend, they're all Sagittarius. With y'all, and I'm a Cancer, so y'all just look at me crazy with all my emotions and all the stuff I got going on. Yes. But y'all keep me very logical, and it's something I just don't have logic in my head. But I love y'all because y'all would be like, "That's not a good idea."
Yeah.
And that's it. And you mean that. You really mean that from the bottom of your heart. Like, I'm really not trying to hurt your feelings, but I have to let you know.
I have to because I'm just like, even with like the rug advice, I'm like, I don't want, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Say it. Yeah, I know, because here's
it's all about getting better. That's how I am.
It's about getting better, and the thing that I love about blunt information, I don't have to ask questions. I think a lot of people like to beat around the bush. They like to be like, well, okay, okay. And then y'all are just like, no, this is bad. Some people need that. Like, I will delusional myself to the end of the world. Like, I'll be like, this is the best thing ever.
I mean, but in this space, you do have to be a little delusional.
But just y'all keep me to the point where it's like, no.
But realistic at the same time.
Yeah.
Both happy marriage. Sometimes y'all cancers be like, I feel like this, exactly. And I want to do this, and it's not always about that.
It's the feeling thing. I've made so many decisions off of feelings that I regretted, and then when I asked my Sagittarius people, they were like, "If you would have just asked me before, you would have made this decision." Hey. So I appreciate y'all for everything y'all do. If y'all don't like Sagittarius, you just not get a tougher skin. Just understand that everything that they say.
But we're not rude though. That's what kind of gets me.
Honest.
You just asked me, and now I have to tell you. The problem is you just didn't want to know for real, but you asked me.
That's true.
So hey, that's your business. That's your business. It's not mine. My job here is done. What do you mean?
Okay, so now I understand you a little bit more. I can ask these questions and understand why I'm getting certain answers. I got you. So first things first, you are creative at heart. From what I've heard from your stories, you've been doing art since you were really little. Let's talk about that. Where did this whole journey of creating rugs, doing your art in this type of format, where did that come from?
Like you said, it's just a younger thing that's always stuck with me. Even like art class, like I still talk to my high school art teacher to this day. Like she's kind of like my mentor. She taught me how to use Photoshop in high school. I wanted to like major, which is random, major in ceramics, which is like pottery, throwing on the wheel. I've done that. I've done photography, graphic design, sewing. So I know how to get down. But I mean, all of that stuff never really stuck with me, and then like fashion design and like textile art when I dropped out of college. That's what I was going to major in, but all of that stuff, it just never really stuck. But I've always been creative. So rugs were the first thing that kind of just stuck and took off.
Did you do this in the pandemic? Is this because I saw the first time I ever saw rugs like this, like
that's when it started
customized
trending.
Was during the pandemic. Was that when you started, or were you ahead of the curve?
No, I was a little late actually. I had kind of looked at it. It was trending at that time, but I would say I started like the end of 2021.
Okay.
I think the end of 2021. So it was coming out of it, but Atlanta was never closed for real. I mean, it was empty probably like 3 months. And then everywhere else was in shambles, and we're just door dashing and getting our fix.
I remember when they changed the law because people were still going to the strip clubs, and everybody was
with
like,
mask on.
With mask on at 6 feet apart.
And stripper is
way
back
over
there.
But it was open, and the hot wings were out, and everything was going.
Yep, I'm just over here. Just don't get no sweat on me. Because that's how they said it was transmitted.
Everybody's like, same thing with the airports. Everybody I knew was still flying everywhere.
With this airport, we still have places to be. And nothing stopped. Nothing for real.
I love my city. Because my friends were like, my friend lives in Boston. Everything was shut down. My sister was like in Cali, so everything was super shut down. Everybody was like real concerned about it. But like here, we were like, we just wear masks sometimes.
Right, sometimes. And then you in the grocery store and there's somebody right behind you. It's like, do you not know what's going on? But, you see that sticker on the ground, 6 feet.
I think we really held to the 6 feet, but everything else is over with.
Some people.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people.
And I remember we were like, only see the people you know, and not like.
And then, but here's the thing that just made that worse though. We saw the people we knew and made the exception, but then our home girl saw everybody she didn't know, and then came back to the house and gave it to grandma and gave it to me. Like, So they just defeated the purpose all the way around.
I got it like that too.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it was real dumb. I feel like most of us have it. We have strong immune systems, and it's all
thinking I had it and then just didn't know about it, and it's like I think I had COVID. I think that was crazy.
That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Literally,
the world just sit down and we're just like, yeah. Maybe.
I was coughing around that time. That's crazy. Literally, I was at work and it was like 4 of us. It was like, I think we actually had it at one point. That's wild. It's just like.
Where'd you work? Where it's only 4 people?
So it was in a call center. This was years ago. Like when it first happened, I was working at a call center, and I remember being in the office and they were trying to downplay it, and then there was like a mask mandate, and everyone was like, "Take your laptop. You're going home." And I said, "Oh my gosh,
that was it.
It was amazing.
My work from home journey. Like,
it was amazing.
Ever since then, I've been
it was
from
up.
home.
It was up.
Yeah, I was like, even if somebody ever asked me to do a job, to do anything for them, and I gotta come in, I'd be like, you have to double the salary, like double it, or I'm not showing up.
My last job. Because I was working at Toyota Financial before I did this full time. That was, I think I quit in October 2023.
Okay.
So I'm fresh out. But
good,
they hired me based off of being remote. And I was like, okay. They were paying a lot. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then stuff started opening all the way back up. And it was like, hey, come in. And it was in Alpharetta. I live in Douglasville, by the way.
Oh, no.
Exactly. So I was okay with a little remote. You know, I was doing financing contract and, you know, credit, all that stuff. And, you know, doing my little 1-2, get on the phone here and there. But then they were like, hey, come in once a month. And I said, okay, I can deal with it. Then they said, make it 2. And I said, the last straw was them making it 3 because I knew it was going to go up again.
You know,
I'm like, no, I got to get up out of here because 50 plus minutes back and forth, I don't care if it's 3. That ain't what I signed up for.
Crazy. Plus, you would also have to leave at like 6 a.m. to get there on time.
You're right. And then I would go to the gym. So we're talking 4.
Yeah.
No. And then, like, I was doing rugs at that time because it started as a hobby. And then from there, it was just taking, like, people just started really requesting a lot, and it just kind of took off. So it went from a hobby and just fun, double money, to, like, I don't have my hours to really dedicate to these rugs. So I was up all the way to probably 4 a.m., cut the gym out, had to get up at 7 something to work 7 to, like, 4:30 or 5. And then right after, I'm doing rugs again until like 4 a.m.
Wow. So
to
what
meet
made
deadlines.
I mean, that sounds like just the schedule made you be like, okay, I'm gonna take this leap of faith.
Yep.
But what was that thing that was just like, all right, I'm done. I'm gonna quit today. What was that thing that was like, I'm gonna quit today?
It wasn't really the three a month, girl, because I barely had, like, first of all, like, it really was that, and it was just like a feeling, like, not being funny anymore. Like, it really was like a feeling. It went from, okay, because I was saving for a home, and I was like, okay, this is good, you know, I'm making what, $500 off of one freaking rug, you know, like, and then
you're like, I could just keep making these.
And then I'm making my consistent pay. So, and then I have about 5 commissions a month. So it was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I got cash. That house is coming.
Yeah, it was coming fast. Okay, but from there, it was just like, okay, the demand is getting more, like higher. And then it was just like, they wanted a lot from me, and my heart wasn't in it anymore. It was just like, I don't like doing this. Got to the point where I was on my phone. I know I was getting paid for free because I'm like, listen, I do not want to be here. And because I'm such a hard worker, once anything starts feeling like that for me, I have to remove myself.
I feel you.
Because if I'm not working hard and really, you know, can I curse?
Yeah, you can.
Like, busting my ass. If I'm not that type of person that I like to be, it's a wrap. So it was like literally a feeling. It felt like heavy every day. Every day I would wake up and I was like, and that happened probably like in like May And then from there, I was like, okay, I need to figure this out May of 2023, because I started in like November of 2022 doing rugs. And then around May time, I was like, I have to transition this out. You know, I have to make sure that I'm okay. So then I just started saving and really going harder, you know, so I was really kind of killing myself. But once I made that last step in October, it was like, okay, I'm living off my savings until we can keep going.
Yeah, okay. What made you actually do it? Because I know a lot of people who was like, yeah, I'm going to quit. Like, they still got the thing on the side.
I had to. Like, I literally had to. Like, I'm telling you, if you could hear the conversations with my girlfriend, like, when I was, like, waking up, it just felt like it was, like, horrible. It was terrible. And then, like, I just had to do that schedule. I probably only had 3-4 hours of sleep every single day. And then, like, once I was finalizing, I was planning my exit, I'm like, because I was waiting on, like, my LLC something to come back from the IRS, and that took, it was like testing my patience, because the IRS lost my letter. It, you know, it takes about 2 months to get in contact with them. They lost my stuff. Then I had to kind of check back. So that's why from May to October, that was that big gap of preparation. But once I got that letter, I got that letter Wednesday. And I believe it was Wednesday, October something. And once I got that letter, I was like, okay. Because I was trying to plan and be courteous, 2-week notice, blah, blah, which don't do that. Because they don't care about you, for real, for real. They will fire you without the notice. You know, so it was just like I was trying to be courteous to my manager. Once I got that letter, it was like an opportunity had presented itself, and it was like, we need you now. And I was like, I'm going to just take my equipment up. When I got to go that one time out the month, I was like, I'm not coming back here again. So I just dropped all my equipment off that next day.
I love it.
I was
praying in the car. I'm going to leave this computer right
I was like, because I was like, I cannot make this drive again. Like, I have to make this count. Like, I'm just going to quit tomorrow because I got to go in tomorrow. I'm not coming back next week or the next week to do this. So I was like, it's got to happen.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it. You also mentioned that faith played a big role in a lot of this, from the beginning, with just starting with commissions to now having your own studio. I do want to talk about the interchanges that you have to make when it comes to your business. A lot of people think business is just business. It's really a representation of you. So talk to people about what was that interchange that you made that showed success, if that makes sense. Like, what changes did you make inside that showed success on the outside?
So honestly, I've always had pretty much, I felt like because I had several failed business stages, I have so many ideas just as a creative person, but because I was like, I felt like I just didn't want, when I started doing rugs and it started taking off and I started really taking it seriously, even from like day one, I always took my brand seriously, but, which is also important. But from there, I was just like, when I started kind of killing myself and like really working double, I was like, something has to change. And I just really was praying about, just give me discernment, the spirit of like consistency, like, because that was the hardest thing. And I just didn't like it. Like, whenever things are going well in this entrepreneur space, it feels like an imposter syndrome. And it's like, yeah, I got lucky though, but will it happen again? So that's where the consistency and like it was like I wouldn't say a dysmorphia, but it was just like a thing. It was just like, stick with what you have. Like, I'm showing you, like, and I feel like it was more like trust and like you said, faith-based, because I felt like God was like showing me certain things, because I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to have a business and kind of be a boss, you know, have people to look out for. I don't know, it's kind of strange, but
it's inner. I feel like it's a calling. It's either you want to be one or you don't.
Yeah, like, and a good one at that, because I see how people are treated, especially in this economy and stuff. Like, I don't have to be a billionaire. I'd rather just pay my people well,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So that's
Right.
how I feel. Like, even right now with my staff, I'm growing. Like, I just want to make sure they're straight. But I think that was the biggest thing. And then on top of, like, the doubt and, like I said, the consistency and the imposter syndrome, when I really was like, okay, I'm going to just take this faith, like, take this leap of faith and just give it up. Give it up to God, okay? I don't know what I'm going to do with this. And then it just kind of started falling into place more. Like, every single day, like, I was just given a new opportunity. And, like, you know, like, I literally wrote down, I want to be featured on a podcast. And I promise you, the next day, you reached out to me.
What?
Like, stuff like that. Like, it's like,
Wow.
and it's so intentional where I feel like, because I wasn't really religious. I'm not trying to be on the camera like, you know, and I'm a
feel you.
saint and all this stuff, because I wasn't like that. And
I feel
then
you.
I feel like God was using my business to, like, open my eyes and be like, get closer in every single way outside of it, because this was the thing I wanted the most. So it was like this thing I was focused on the most. So it was just like, once I had that kind of prayer, it was like, okay. And I started seeing more stuff, and I'm like, okay. And it was like more like good, like better things every single time. And like certain tests that I was given, like I was passing, like negative things.
I was about to say that IRS test. That was you held that down, because a lot of people would have been like, I'm gonna quit before I even had that. They weren't even gonna wait for it. Like,
and that's the thing.
Like that.
Like, when you say that you want to do better, because a lot of people don't like that. We say that, and then what happens is we still make those poor decisions, and that is, you're failing, sweetie.
Yes.
You're failing, okay? Because
Let
you did
'em
not
know.
do what you said that you were going to do. And because I started doing that, and really, like, again, that consistency, because I know it's hard to get out of bed when you don't have, you know, like a boss or somebody over your head. But like, you make that routine, you pray in the morning, you pray at night, you journal, you do certain things to stimulate your mind, and you get that going, it can't go anywhere but up, you know? So like, I feel like if you're not doing those things, or you said that you were going to cut this out, you said that you were going to do this, and it's like, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll push it off tomorrow, you don't have another tomorrow.
That's what. Okay. Do you know what got me? I was like, let me stop before God makes me. That's what I started.
And I've been
doing.
stopped a few times.
Let me tell you. He
my
will sit you
parents
down.
are workaholics, and it is hard because I'm a workaholic as well. But like, exactly when I was stopped, it's like, okay. Every time I felt like I was just down bad, it's like, okay, something obviously has to be reworked. If you don't rework it, and I always tell people this, like, you will see certain signs, and if you keep, like, I just feel like with life, we're given like two paths, and like it, you know, like what there can always, it's just like one step can catapult you into another like extreme, and it's like, well, how did I get here, good or bad? But you know exactly how you got there, because it was minor, and you pushed it off, and you did this, and there's just no accountability.
Yeah.
So
Or
that's
you
how I
said,
feel about it.
I think for me, I kept saying, because same thing with this planner. I said I was going to do this planner for 5 years. I kept saying, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it next January. I'm going to do it next January. Like, I can't do it now, it's June. Like, I kept saying that, like, just dumb reasons of why I couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
And then one day I was like, if I was here, there was a girl on my show. She does coloring books. She was telling me how easy it was for me to do it. Shout out to Laurencia. Hi, girl. Hey, Basti. Let me say my catchphrase. So she was like, it's so easy. She was like, let me give you this website. You can have a planner. She gave me the website. I think it was like end of the summer, September. I never opened that website until November. And then as soon as I did, I made the planner in one day. And I was like, it took me 5 years to do 1 day of work. And so ever since then, I was like, nope, you just do that thing. It takes this amount of time. And now I have a supplemental income.
Yeah.
Who would have known? Like, it was like, oh, okay, I just had to do 1 day of work. But I had pushed that 1 day of work off for 5 years. And it was like, wow, where could could I have been if I didn't have this moment? You
but
know?
I understand that, but I'm not a shoulda, coulda, woulda person.
Okay.
Because it's just so pointless. Like you will literally beat yourself into the ground, y'all.
True.
You will beat yourself into the ground like, oh, if I would have done this and all. Because at the end of the day, we never freaking know. You could have started it 5 years ago and it did nothing until that day. Like people make podcasts every day, especially before they were popular, like they would just post and it just took that one moment after 3 years of consistency. So I feel like, like giving yourself the kudos once you do it and just sticking with it, like you don't want to delay and take long. Like last time, make it 5 years, do better going forward. But shout out to you for doing it though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it, like, and I don't try to think about, stuff like that because like I said, with my timing, like this rug business happened at the right point because I was wishing, I was like, when is my moment gonna come? When is it gonna come? When is it gonna come? When is it gonna come? And it was just like, that wasn't the right time, obviously. And that wasn't the right idea either. And that download came to me at the right moment, So, I mean, that's just how I think about it, though.
How it goes.
Because it doesn't matter.
I do want to know, because like you said, you tried different things. How do you know that this was the thing to stick with? That this was the thing to go so hard on? That this was the thing to be like, okay, I started my rugs, let me be super professional from day one, like you said. Like, what made you go, let me be super intentional this time?
I think all of my past endeavors, like thinking about the past ideas that I had, it just kind of taught me how to go about the right thing. So even like when I had a few failed things. I had a pet line, okay, and I was making my dog coat of my son. I was making him little vests because I used to sew.
No.
And I was making him little luxury
vests.
vests.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I had the tags. I went and I got the tags from Alibaba. I found my vendor. So it taught me stuff about, manufacturing overseas and stuff like that, getting inventory and samples and stuff like that. Didn't work out, of course. But it taught me about that aspect. And then when it came to logo designs for certain things that I was working on in the past, I went on Fiverr. I learned about Fiverr and, stuff like that. This was years ago. So when it was time to get the Tough Rugs ATL logo, I went on Fiverr.
You was already ready.
I knew about
all
this
you.
stuff.
Okay.
So like everything like that I was doing, even like when I was in high school with Miss Lavin, shout out to my art teacher from high school, New Manchester and Douglasville, by the way. But when I, started with that, she taught me how to do Photoshop when I was doing my graphic design and editing photos and pictures and photography and grad shoots and all that stuff. Like, that was a skill set. So now when I make my flyers, I can whip it up. Like all of that stuff, it was just like a preparation thing. Okay. Also being a manager so young at a call center. Now I know when I engage with people, like I was training people. I didn't know, today that when I have students and sold out classes today, like
use that
same thing. It's like a preparation thing. Like every single thing I've done, and I'm 24, but like every single thing that I've done so far, it was like a preparation thing. Like how I'm like, let's find a different way to think about it when I'm training you how to use this equipment, do this, talking to you, encouraging you, but correcting you at the same time. Like even corporate mindset of like how I want to word certain things when I have an issue, how I communicate, because internally I might talk shit.
Yeah.
But
you
in the
can't
business,
write that in no email.
Like I model after Chick-fil-A, like
okay,
they're gonna tell you have a
my
good
pleasure.
Day. Right.
Don't
even if I'm going like, okay, girl, you're getting on my nerves, but even stuff like that. Yeah. So that's where.
I'm glad you talked about that because a lot of people don't focus on customer service, and that'd be huge. And you could tell the people who was like, oh, I'm just in this for the business, versus the people who are like, I actually know how to talk to people and keep a customer.
Right.
So what's your way of keeping your customers happy?
So I feel like anything can be fixed. anything can be fixed. I don't care if, say I schedule somebody and I double book, or I have to cancel, or something got lost in the mail when I send a commission to them. It's all about how you communicate with people. You know, even if they are the ones that are acting a little off, and it's like, whoa, you know, like, it's really just about how you go about it. And I feel like I'm fighting this because I really can't stand when people are like, you know, like, this black business thing, and like, oh, like, black businesses, y'all need to get it together. Because it gets on my nerves, because I understand to a certain extent what they mean, but it's still like, open your eyes. There's a lot of good black businesses out there, you know.
Don't let that one bad experience ruin it for the rest.
But I'm not gonna lie, it is a lot of bad experiences. It is, you know. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
we all had that one hair braider, or that one clothing store,
like,
or something like that issue.
The Keith Lee thing, you know, like when Milk and Honey was like, do you know? Like, they made that skit. Did you see that? And they were like, do you know who Keith Lee is? I don't know who that. That is terrible.
Like, first of all,
that is awful. God awful. That is terrible. You're a business owner. You can do that with your hunger. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
if somebody get on your nerves, like, but I would never
go to my platform.
I would never do that. What is wrong with y'all? Like, I would never do that. Even when I had 1,000 followers, say 50 followers, it's about how you talk to people. And like, it really makes me kind of relieved but sad when people come to my classes and they're like, I really enjoyed this, or they text me when they get their commission or their order, and they're like, I appreciate your black business, you know, I appreciate your good customer service, you know, it's rare to find. Or like, even when I have to refund people for whatever reason, you know, they're like, it's like, it's so rare, and it's disappointing. It really is pathetic. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you're like, I should not be the only one out here doing that.
I'm like, you're welcome, but I'm so sorry that you're treated like crap. I mean, you know, it's a way to fix everything.
Yeah, maybe you're here to be a beacon for the other ones. Like, you know, you never know what your purpose is. I say that all the time. A lot of times I do be asking, like, okay, why? So I watch other podcasts, and I'm like, that was an awful question to ask, or why'd you harp on that? Like, or just even, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to get blackballed, but there's certain people who have very big podcasts who ask terrible questions, like awful questions.
That's because of complacency. Once they get big enough,
I know, and they just be sitting on there and it's
interview, and it's like, do y'all not? Y'all used to prepare,
or they don't know the artist.
That's what I'm saying.
And then I'd be like, yo, what are you talking about?
Y'all used to prepare back in the day now. What is going on? Why you don't know the single that she just dropped now?
Exactly. And they'd be like, do you rap or sing? And I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, no, you did not invite somebody on your podcast. You don't even know what they do. Get out of here.
It's just, but that, I feel like that's another, once they hit success, it's like comfortability. And I tell like my people right now, like, yes, we're doing well. One of my videos just hit a 1.2 million views, so we've been doing
which
well.
Platform? TikTok?
No,
Instagram?
Actually,
what?
Instagram. My commissions go viral on TikTok, but like, the classes have been going viral on Instagram.
Wow.
The algorithm does what it wants to do. I post the same thing and fight tooth and nail. One gets 2 likes, one gets 30. I'm just like, okay.
Just post it.
Just post it and just go on about your day. But like, stuff like that, it's just like
1.2 million views. That's crazy.
Yeah, but I tell them, like, no matter what's going on, because I still like, followers is cool, but I still don't. It doesn't bring the money
you like that. Yeah,
it doesn't, because I've been consistent since November. Like, I did a rug for Offset and I had about 50 followers.
I remember that.
That means nothing, you know. Like, it really means nothing. I want people to know that as well, because you get caught up in the followers and, you know, like, how people see you. And I get it, because I have 14.1K now. I just checked this morning or something. So it means something to people when they reach out, but like, I still don't put all my eggs in the basket for that. Just,
I say that social media is for other people. It's not for the creative. It's not for the person actually putting it out there. It's for the other people. It's like your validation, which is stupid, and I do hate that. But it is your validation that you're a real business.
Right.
Like, so I know now when I tell people I have a podcast, they don't care about my email, my website, or anything. Where can I follow you? So if they follow me and they like what they see on my page, then they might be more inclined to come to my show or watch it. But that's your calling card is this Instagram. Yeah. So the more followers you get, the more people are gonna be like, oh, I want to be a part of this. Right. Only because people love clout chasing. People love to hop on a bandwagon. Yeah. So that's just kind of what it is. So you just got to give them a wagon to hop in. Yeah. That's what I say.
I was talking to my sister, and I was like, guess how many followers I got? Because I just do it randomly with my little sister. And she's like, 2,000. I said, girl, 14.1K. She said, oh, you're famous.
Oh,
and she said, you're famous. And I said, yeah, I know. And then she was like, you need to get that verification check. I said, girl, I got to pay for that. And she was like, Nia, it makes you look more important. Mm-hmm. And I was like, but I still am not paying for that.
I feel you.
No.
I feel you.
But I get it, you know.
But it's that check. It's the steering.
Once you let that get to you, once you let it get to you, because people can think that. Because I'm still literally just walking through the store, minding my business. But once you let that affect your mind, it's right for you. Yeah. You have that ego-driven kind of mentality.
And you could tell the people who only
I want to stay away from that.
Yeah, I hate the people who only do stuff just to put it online. Sometimes I'm like, dude, are you having a good time with your life? Or is everything about looking like you're having a good time?
You feeling a homeless man. Here you go. Here's your...
I hate that too. I'm like, bro, you can't just give a homeless man $1 by yourself. You need to film it. You really need to film this thing right now. Or I saw today. So my mom's in the hospital. Hi mom, she's probably watching. Hi mommy. Okay. But in there, sometimes you see people with their phones out, and I'm like, there's not a single TikTok that you should be doing in this setting. Like, what are you doing?
Gown. Like, the person is laid out, and you're just like.
Maria,
what is happening?
I hate it. I'm like, guys, this is not the place. And I really want to slap your phone out your hand, but I don't want to be one of those people. But also, I'm like,
terrible.
This is not the time. And then I also hate when you see videos like that and people are like, he wasn't bothering nobody. It's inappropriate. It's just inappropriate. Okay, something else that we need to talk about that's inappropriate. It's the little business thing. I told you I was gonna get
highly
to it.
Inappropriate. Yeah. And I will smack you.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Let's talk about that.
And I mean that.
Let's talk about it. Okay. What does somebody calling your business a little business feel like to you?
It feels like you're trying to be funny. And I don't take too well to disrespect.
Thank you very much.
I'm from College Park, Atlanta. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Actually, that's really gonna grind my gears because it's really just like you're trying to be funny. Like that's the only way.
There's no other reason to say it. There's no way to say it without shade. Like there's no way to say it where it's like, oh, okay, I didn't mean anything by it. Like every single time you say that, you definitely mean that you think I'm
especially
little time.
Nowadays, because it's like, you know, if it's like, oh, her little business is going well, blah, blah, blah. But like nowadays it's literally in your tone, and then especially if you know that person, why are you not gassing them up?
Period.
Because it takes a lot of effort to add one extra lil and the condescending tone on top of it versus, oh, her business. That's simple. You see that? Oh, her business.
Done.
Oh, her little business. That is extra sauce, and you could have kept that.
And you tilted your neck, and now
because you went like little, and you twisted your body like this.
And
now I got to fight and take off my jacket.
I feel you.
What?
I feel you. How does it feel when a family member does it? Because I wanna ask about that too. Because sometimes I be wanting to fight them too, but like it'd be a little different. How does it feel when family?
Yeah. But like, you know, I had an incident like that. But it hurts. It hurts the feelings. But I remember talking to my uncle about the situation, and he was just like, you know, at his big age, he was like, yeah, my dad, because he's a realtor, you know, and he's kind of like one of my mentors and stuff.
Okay.
So I call him for advice and stuff like that sometimes.
People think realtors have little businesses too.
Exactly. And his dad at the time when he was going into real estate, because now it's popular, but back then it wasn't really that popular. And he was like, my dad said the same thing, like, why don't you get a real job and stuff like that. And he's like, if I didn't stick with it, like, if you know what you're doing, you can't take it personal, because they haven't done it. And it's no shade or no offense, but they don't know where you want to go with it. They haven't done it before. So you cannot take it personal, because it's just like, I see you. You can let it fuel you. I do. Like, nobody ever, like, somebody in my family has said, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that as a business. And I said, I kind of spazzed, 'cause I'm like, don't say that.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, again, taking it up, power of the tongue. I don't get down like that. So once you say, oh, you can't do that, or, like, just stuff like that, you keep that over there, because I cannot deal with that. I cannot, because you putting that onto my life. And then I say, yeah, I guess I can't do it.
And it's all your fault.
So
you planted
now
that seed.
I don't have 14.1 followers. And also, now I don't have sold out rug classes. And then also, I don't have a website that is going well on Google for SEO, that people find me for commissions. Because I heard you say and believed and took it to heart that you said I couldn't sell rugs for a living. I'm living pretty well.
Look at me. Right. But look at me.
It's just like stuff like that. It hurts your feelings, but you have to kind of dissociate. Because it's like, that's your, and then there's people, they really want the best for you, and they might have had a failed business or something like that. Because I've had failed ones too, but I would never say to you, like, well, you need to be careful, because mine failed. And, like, they do that, and they don't take that as a lesson and keep going. So they sat with it, harbored, believe they can't do it. So now they're projecting onto you. And once you learn that, you start giving them grace. It's like, you're not the target audience. And I'm not going to share. You can't share everything with everybody either, because that vision is for you. They can't see it. I don't know if I can see that for you, because it wasn't for you. That download wasn't for you. It's not your vision, duh. So I understand if you can't see it. But if you talk to a person in this field, or a creative person, it's like, yeah, that could be fine.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. But at the end of the day, even that don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it's you.
Me. That's it.
All the rest of the noise. I like that. That's a big thing. I think even for me, when I first started, everybody was like, you have a real job. Why are you doing that? And I was like, I actually like this. Like, I
you can
do
like
the other
your work
one because it makes me money. This one I do because I like it. Like, it could never make me money ever a day in my life. I'd still be up here talking.
That's the most important thing,
that's real. That's something you want to have in your life. I don't think everybody has that in their life either. So I know for me, if I come up here and talk, I know I have a way of feeling fulfilled at the end of the day. Some people are just going through life and they don't never have something that fills their cup again. And this is mine. So it's really cool to see that you have yours. My other question for you is, when did you know it was time to expand? When did you know, okay, I've been doing commissions at home, it's time for me to get a studio. Let's make this bigger.
The moment I started wanting to, because I wrote down different avenues for rugs.
Okay.
I guess I kind of knew, but like, as you do it, you start realizing, even with like podcasting, you realize the different avenues of it. You can put it on YouTube, you can put it on Spotify, you can do this, you can do an in live podcast, and then you can sell tickets, so in person. Then you can make merch. So like, this podcast has different avenues,
the businesses
around it, all these different things. And once I realized like that I really wanted to quit, it was like, okay, this is good for a hobby, and this is making me, $2,000 a month just on the side. But like, rent is $2,000 a month. So now what are we gonna do to have this, and then catapult off of it? That way I can quit this, Toyota, and really
you're like, I could just pay rent, but I do more than just rent.
Like, I could barely do that because if I just lived off of rug commission, cause I'm not no dummy. If I lived off of rug commission and I made $2,000, I also gotta pay quarterly sales tax, and then rent if I pay through my ACH, they add on a fee.
Yep.
So technically, I'm in the rears. And then what about groceries? And then what about
I'm glad you thought about it. Some people are just hopping off their job. I've seen a lot of people just hop.
And I ain't no dummy. I think about everything. And I'm like, you got to account for sales tax. Like my sister, she would be like, oh, can I have $5 when we go to the store? I'm like, but you can't buy the thing that's $5.
$5.
Because
how much money
now
do you
it's
really want? You
507.
really need 10.
It's 507 in the store. So when I remember going to the store with her and she tried to give it, I was like, you don't have to change. And she just couldn't get the thing.
Oh.
That was so
she
sad.
didn't ask
Look
for
at homeless.
Look
at homeless.
You should
You got to account for the tax, baby. Like, she learned a good lesson.
Oh, I bet. After this, she was like, oh, it's $7. Just in case.
You got to have that extra change. Can I at least have a quarter?
Right.
To supplement this tax. But, like.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were just like, this is my avenue. So that was what you wrote on your piece of paper. And you were just like, this is the one I'm going to go with. How'd you choose that one over all the other ones that you wrote down?
So everything else is in the works. Like every idea that I have, if it makes sense, it just gets put back on the back burner.
Okay.
It never dies or goes away. Okay. You know. So with classes, that was like when I calculated and I did my profit and how much I could, really make off of that. It definitely would, replace Toyota. So then I'm back good, and then I have that flexible time because I only have classes on the weekends. So everything else, I'm doing like background stuff or, traveling or, whatever the case is. And then I fit in my commissions throughout the week whenever I have time. So I just made sure that I priced appropriately, built my schedule. That way I could replace that income and then build upon that as well. Okay. So.
Sounds like a lot of patience. You have to have a lot of planning and patience to actually start. So. Because I think for a lot of people, they make the plan, and then once the plan is done, they want to start the plan immediately. And sometimes it's not always immediately. So when you make these plans, how long does it take before you can actually start moving on that avenue?
You can start your plans the same day. Because, for example, if I say, oh, I want to open a restaurant, it's going to cost, $10,000 up front just for the food and the supplies and the staff and the equipment and alcohol, all this stuff, and then maybe 2 months of rent. I don't know. I'm just giving it out there. But you might not have that capital yet, but you can be working on your menu.
I got you.
You could be working on what you want your aesthetic to be. Do you want that Atlanta brunch grass wall behind you?
With the flowers.
Do you want that in the LEDs? That's fine. Because I love that, okay? Because they love to talk about us in the lamb chops. It's not about that, because I love lamb chops. I'm not being shady. But I'm just saying, like, there's something you can always be doing. Yeah. Something. Yeah. Like, and I don't want that to be discouraging, because, like, if you really want that, you can work towards, getting that 10 bands for that flat.
You're like while you're waiting on the capital.
While you're waiting, keep going.
Get
so
all
when the moment is here,
you can
and you find that place, you're not like, okay, now I gotta go and make the menu. And you could have been did that. Sweetie.
Yeah. Okay.
Be prepared.
I like that.
That's
it.
Be
prepared. I like that.
You could be selling plates, like for the meantime to stack. You could have a food truck. You could have like the little cart and come out, because I don't know if have you heard of Swing Atlanta? It's like, it's genius. So it's like a little putt outside, and then so they don't have restaurants. Everything that I do, I think business. Okay. It's genius, and I love Swing. I'm going back for a date.
Oh, but, put me on.
Swing Atlanta. It was actually cute. Okay. I just know it's gonna be hot during the summer. But basically, it's a little putt place. I found it on TikTok, and they don't have a kitchen. So what they do, they have a lot on the outside of their property. So what they do is they might have a lemonade food truck and a taco food truck and a funnel cake food truck. Literally, they had all that when I went, and it was like on the side on the same their property. Oh, wow. So you pay them about $50 for a vendor fee, they don't come out of pocket for anything, and then they get to say, we have food here. We have funnel cakes this week.
Wow.
We got candy grapes
without
this week.
any of their own money. I feel you. I like it. I
You
like
can
it.
work around everything, and then you get to do the putt-putt too.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a ball.
I like
You know,
it.
like, even that's genius to me.
Okay.
You know, like, working with what you have. If you don't have the property, you find an old building that doesn't have the pipes and all that stuff for, you know, like restaurant things, and you don't want to create a kitchen and deal with that aspect, kind of giving Dave and Buster's, that idea was smart.
You were like,
that idea was genius.
We can only make
and
the
they
putt
made
putt,
it work.
but we will make the whole
And it's not
experience
ghetto.
some other way. Okay, I like that. Here's the thing, I'm enjoying seeing these new ways of doing businesses because all these people are like, oh, businesses fail right now, nothing's working. I'm like, nothing old is working. You are completely right. Like, nothing old is working, but there is a lot of successful businesses out here, and they just do things a little differently.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Honestly, I would kind of challenge you on that, because I feel like things that are, so I'm all about pushing the envelope, but not reinventing the wheel.
Okay.
So sometimes, like, old things may work, but not like old and out of style. You know, like, so you, for example, magazines don't work anymore. Like, you can't, like, magazine stand, nobody's buying that. But digital, you know, like digital media, they changed
those
it
same pictures
a little bit.
I'm gonna look at.
Right, they just
phone.
changed it, and then now there's still the blogs and stuff like that, but it's just digital now. So it's like still that media aspect. Media is always gonna be here, you know, like same with like digital streaming. Like the radios might not be doing all of that, so what they did was podcasting and iHeartRadio and things like that was streaming now. So it's like it's still the foundation there, but now it's tweaked and elevated a little bit. You know, so I feel like the old stuff, like super old, you do have to get with the times. You can't just be an artist, be like, I'm not getting on TikTok or stuff like that. But, you know, like you can still have the foundation there. Gotcha. You know, and then twist it with the new stuff that stay in the loop. Gotcha. You know.
Okay, my last question for you, because it's about that time to go, guys. My last question is about this rug. We're gonna do this rating. So let's get it up. Let's get it up here. We're gonna cover my stuff. All right, so this is the Bossy rug, guys. We've all seen it on my behind the scenes and everything, and now we're gonna have a professional rate it. So I see you looking. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Look around. You guys look too. Look at what you would say. How do you rate it? I want them in the comments. Please let me know. I'm trying to get real feedback, y'all. Real feedback. All right.
What's the scale?
What's the scale?
Yeah.
I don't know, girl.
1 out of 10. You gotta give me some.
Oh, okay.
Right. 1 out of 10.
We're gonna do 1 to 5. We're gonna do stars. 1 to 5 stars, since there's already stars on there. We're gonna do stars.
So the text is clear.
Okay.
The stars are clear. I know it's stars. The smaller text, that's cool too. I would just say, just based off of cleanliness, density, I'll give it a 1.5.
Oh, I was not expecting it. Okay, so what's wrong with it? Explain why 1.5. I was expecting
my rugs. So this
at least a 2.
This right here is like a centimeter.
Okay, it should be thicker.
My rugs are at least this pile height.
Okay.
And that's about 1.75 inches.
Okay.
Almost an inch, and then I can do almost 2 inches. So even that right there is probably bothering me just a little bit. Because it's so freaking thin. There's like this layer, 2 layers of backing, but it looks like they made a mistake, so then they glued just something. But this is like, when you're giving this to a customer, this could fall apart. So I think I'm also judging based off that. The edges are fraying. It's like they didn't tuck them.
Okay. So technique.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is terrible. Not the rug, but
judging
this.
I'm judging it. I'm sorry. I didn't
it's all good because I You know,
I
like
have
said,
to say it
we
because
start from somewhere.
You do start from somewhere. Because I bought this from a starter business. So you saying this will help them get to a bigger level.
And I'm sure, how long ago was this?
I got this beginning of the year.
Beginning of the
December.
year. It should last a little longer
okay.
than that, because this is acrylic yarn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, this is acrylic yarn. So we do say if we're not using real wool, because I use real wool too.
Okay.
Real wool lasts long time, ages, years. But on a high traffic area, this would be more so like acrylic yarn is for more aesthetic. It lasts a long time just based off your technique, but it looks like it's peeling too.
Okay.
So like, have you vacuumed it a good?
No, girl, it comes out on the floor and then we put it up. No one walks on it for real. Like maybe accidentally, but
well, then if nobody walks on it, then maybe a 1.
Oh, okay.
Because it shouldn't be like this.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm
okay.
sorry. But it could definitely be a lot better. It's like it was shaved all the way down to the point where I could see the backing cloth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
it's so thin.
So when we go take a class, are we gonna redo this? Can I get?
This might be a little too complex.
Okay.
What I'll do, I kind of want to give you a new one just cause.
Right.
Cause I don't know, like I want people to have like good stuff.
I feel you. Okay, we'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you got to rate it, and I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah,
I don't want any problems or anything like
she
that.
Asked me.
I was about to say, if you want to fight somebody, come fight me. Okay, for real, for real. But the reason why I do this. The reason why I do this is because the first time I showed anybody my Instagram, they tore it apart. And I did go home and cry. But as soon as I looked at it, I saw what they were talking about. I saw what I needed to do. And ever since then, I always ask people for help. Because sometimes when it's just you can't see what you can do better. Because you're trying your best. You can't always figure out how you can elevate. So I appreciate you talking about it.
Of course. How much did you pay for that?
$75.
Okay.
You okay with that price?
Yes.
All right. Speaking of prices, how do you price your stuff?
So I watched something on Instagram. He said he prices based off of the time it took him to get good.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not cheap. Even something starting out, my prices just starting out at I don't go anything under 2 feet, but at least we're talking at least 200, and that's maybe if you're nice or something like that.
That's your discount friend price. I got maybe. You.
But it's 200 per square foot.
Okay.
I mean 100 per square foot minimum if you're starting out. But at the same time, cause I'm in a few of we have rug groups on Facebook and Reddit and stuff. Okay. But some they put stuff like that, and they're like, what do you think? How much can I sell that for? And I'm like, you should work on the craft a little bit more before you start charging people.
I got you.
Because that right there,
they weren't ready. No. I got you.
And that's okay, because I practice. Even my first rug was actually pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. There was things I could have learned from it. But, you get better over time and you start learning how to use the machine. But it's practice. But I would recommend anybody before they just, it doesn't mean your packaging has to be astonishing. It doesn't. But your quality should be good before you start charging people.
Okay.
That's the bare minimum.
Okay.
And you should just work on. You can always get better, but it should be, your stuff shouldn't be fraying if you haven't even vacuumed it.
Okay.
It shouldn't be edges coming off, and I haven't even people don't walk on it. That's kind of crazy.
Okay.
We
just need to know, because sometimes you don't even know. Honestly, as a consumer, I don't know what's good. I'm it looks nice.
And
you know what I'm saying? That's the
because
other thing.
I'm critiquing it based off of you can't ask a amateur oil painter to hey, Picasso, can you rate my stuff? Because they're gonna eat it up and they're gonna tear it apart.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gonna be it's awful, Yeah. But as a consumer, I'm sure you were happy with that. Don't let me stop you.
I feel you.
Because there's an audience for everybody. And when people, even when they go on my website and they're like, hey, I want a 6-foot rug.
You
And and I'm telling you, that'll be $2,365. And you ghost me, I understand. I really do, but you have to pay for my time. I'm not going to lie to you, and like 2,000 was a little bit much because I based off of complexity and design.
I feel you.
But
you like when I say my price, like it's cool.
And if you come to a class, people are whooped after the 2-foot rug that they produce. So like, and the rug, like, because this is about probably 1.5 feet. The rugs that you make at my studio are bigger than that. Wow. So you get, like the tickets are at least 110 and then they go up. But I mean,
it's because you're making real art.
Right. And then we cover the technique so you're still happy with what you take home. Okay. But like I said, there's a person, there's Walmart, there's Publix, there's Target. If you don't have Target money, you can go to Walmart and you're going to get a good thing as well. It just really depends on your budget. And like you said, you were happy with it. So who am I?
I feel you.
Nobody.
But also I respect your opinion because like you said, here's the thing, as a consumer, if I don't even know how to look at something, how would I know if this is something I should buy or not? Right. So same thing. Like I want this to be well-rounded. Like, so for me, from now on, I'm going to be like, oh, these are supposed to be thicker. So it's certain things I'll start looking at to be like, I don't know if I really like that. Yeah. It's the same thing with clothes. When you first start buying clothes, you buy like the cheapest clothes. And then after a while, once it break on you, dancing and your seam rip, all of a sudden you stop buying all them cheap clothes. You start thinking about, let me really put some time.
Let me get a quality jacket. That should have at least been $255. That should have at least been $255.
Got you.
If I was gonna do that.
If you were gonna do it.
Yeah.
I got you.
At least. And even that, some people are like, oh, that's too low. Because I'm not gonna lie, we have business prices and we have regular people prices. So like $255 regular people. If you're talking about a brand, it's a little different. Cause I know you got a budget.
I feel you. You like stop.
Don't tell me.
This is marketing.
You have the budget. And they be trying to get over on you.
Everybody, that's the other thing I learned about business. Everybody will try to get over on you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the part of being a business owner. Your job is to try to get over on that person. You're trying to see, like, how much are they really going to make me spend? Because, I got money, but I don't want to spend all of it.
Yeah.
So, your job as the business owner is to always know when somebody's trying to snake you. And you just stand very firm on your price.
Yeah, because my prices are non-negotiable. I'm not going to lie to you. Unless there's some type of, if it's a non-profit. Because I've worked.
It's got to be like something where you really feel like giving. I feel you.
It's a level to it.
Yeah.
I'll do free over bargaining because that's also something about branding and taking yourself serious. Once you start bargaining and haggling, people feel like they can get over on you, and then that spreads. So like people don't play with Nia and Tough Rugs ATL. They either ghost me again, which is fine, or they pay that fee. And that's just
and you're like, that's cool with me because you're not paying, then I'm good.
You're not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked really hard to make sure my density is on point. The carving is on point. Like all of this stuff is, my back hurts. So I charge based off of the pain in my back. Honestly.
I like that.
Like, it's not cheap.
I like that.
Like, for me to get on that stand, we're talking at least $200.
I feel you.
Because it's going to take me hours.
Like, look, this is my time. This is my craft. This is what I do. And if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it for real. So I better be compensated for it.
Right.
I feel you. Okay, any last thing that you want to tell the audience? Repeat your, give the address and repeat your Instagram so that everybody can follow you.
So you guys can follow me at Tuft, TUFT, Rugs, RUGS, ATL. On all platforms, Facebook, if you got that, Instagram, TikTok. Right now I have, March classes are almost sold out. I'm not even going to plug that. So
don't even.
Yeah, I mean, there's
y'all too late.
And I just upgraded my studio, so my capacity at first was 6, and now it's 8, and I'm gonna up it again. But right now, when I upped it to 8, those are almost sold out as well. So it's a blessing. But Amen. April, you can catch me in April. You can go on the website. It's Tuft, TUFT, Rugs, RUGS, ATL.com. Just for all available bookings, big events, partnerships and things like that. We have The 420 event, like she mentioned before, giving away some pre-rolls, some edible gummies, and then some infused drinks as well. And then you get to make the weed-themed rug. I have 2 dates for that, 12 and 5 p.m. Those are going to really sell out. I haven't even promoted it yet, and the tickets have already been going. So
y'all get in there.
Hey.
Pick a time, get in there.
Pick a time and hurry up. I'm not going to lie. When people was DMing me, they're like, I want to do this for my birthday. I'm like, okay, I'll add. I literally added 2 tickets this morning. Wow. I didn't see, her name didn't match. So I think he's going. I told her, I said, the tickets sell fast. And she was like, thank you so much. I didn't see a Bianca. It was like the Destiny or something. I said, I don't think that's her.
Oh, sweetie.
But shout out to Destiny.
Yeah, shout out to Destiny.
For the last 2 tickets. Shout out to you. I appreciate it. And I thank everybody for coming as well. So
I love that.
You might see me or you might see my other instructor. It just depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, Nia, for coming on the show.
No problem.
This has been
Thank
so much fun. We got to talk about everything. You guys tune in. Follow me at Entrepreneur.ish Podcast on Instagram and just Entrepreneur.ish Podcast on TikTok. And on YouTube, I'm Entrepreneur.ish. So we're going to get this all together. We'll see you guys next Thursday at 7 here at Live Hip Hop Daily. And we'll see you next time.